Welcome to KC Cares, Kansas City's nonprofit voice. We're telling the stories of Kansas City nonprofits and the people behind them. KC Cares is the intersection of the profit and the nonprofit communities, making Kansas City a better place to live, work, and play. KC Cares is proudly sponsored by the Ewing Marion Kauffman Foundation. Kansas Cityans have known him as the Cheetah, the former Kansas City Chief, who is one of the fastest men in the NFL today. With incredible speed and hands of gold, Tyreek Hill is rewriting the history books in professional football, breaking records left and right. With his effervescent personality, who could forget that pom-pom dance last season? He's made a name for himself. Yet there's a side to Tyreek that isn't as visible, in which this 28-year-old from the small town of Douglas, Georgia, is spreading a ripple of kindness and doing things for others through his charitable work. While Tyreek's just been traded, he's left an indelible mark here in Kansas City, and his family foundation will continue to do work here. KC Cares is revealing that side with the man himself.
Thank you for having me. This means a lot for me, so I'm very excited.
Well, we're delighted to have you. First and foremost, we'll recognize the great football player that you are. But we wanted to dive into the man off the field and the work that you are doing in the community. And I really wanted to start with a base of your growing up and what it was like in a small town in Georgia. Right. And you've returned even to give back to the community. So tell us a little bit about that and that experience.
Well, growing up for me, it was great. I was raised by my grandparents, very tight-knit family. Born in Pearson, Georgia. I actually moved to Douglas, Georgia when I was in the 9th grade, so I can further play football, for a bigger school. So, growing up was great, man. My grandparents took great care of me. They made sure, I stayed on the right path, on the right track, made sure I did well in school, made sure I trained every day and stuff like that. And it was fun for me, and for me, the biggest highlight for me is, my parents raising me to be who I am today. Not only the football field, not only being the fast football player, but, being the guy who's willing to be that role model, who's willing to give back to the community, so that's what it's all about.
There are a lot of players in the NFL, not to diss them, but who don't take the time to get into the community and give back. Right. Why is that so important to you?
Well, you don't want to diss a lot of players, but I'm gonna just speak on their behalf. A lot of guys really don't know how to, for real. A lot of guys don't know how. A lot of guys don't have the relationships. It's not that they don't want to or don't have the passion to. Because we all know that in the NFL, we do this for a reason. Okay, we made it to the NFL, so now we got to give our blessing back. So it's not like a lot of guys don't want to. It's just sometimes a lot of guys don't know how to. A lot of guys are young, So, what was your question now? Sorry.
Okay, why was it important that you do it? And at this time, the foundation was created in the last year or so, I believe.
The foundation has been created, it's been running for a while now. But the reason, I've always had a passion for people. I'm from the country. I'm from the South. So growing up in a small town, you had to be close with everybody. Everybody knew everybody. Everybody helped one another. So I just feel like my purpose in life is, to be that role model, to be that person, who's at a certain level, who's willing to give back, and hopefully other people, other role models will be willing to jump on that train and help out as well. So I always try to be different. I always try to go above and beyond for people who don't have the same thing that I may have, so everybody deserves a chance to live life and be happy.
You mentioned your grandparents.
Right.
sounds like they were really role models for you.
Oh yeah, and I tell them that all the time. Like I tell my grandparents, even my mom and dad as well too. Though I tell all four of them that you guys are the greatest inspiration of my life. You guys helped me get to where I want to be, and that's the NFL. So I'm gonna do my best. To bless you guys and bless others.
What was it that you learned from them? And by that I mean, did you go out with them to help in the community when you were a kid? You were probably too busy playing football, but were there opportunities for you as a youth?
Oh yeah.
Now in your advanced age of 28 now, we should say.
Oh yeah. So when I was a kid, my dad, he used to like go around and like mow the elderly yard, like lawn and stuff like that. And he used to even work for this older gentleman, back when I was a kid. And then once my granddad got to a certain age, and when I got to middle school, I began to work for the older gentleman, and I would like mow his lawn and like clean off all of his stuff. Like he had a big yard, and like he would only give me like $10 and stuff like that. And I mean, I was just grateful for the opportunity. Like it wasn't about me going out there to earn money, but my dad used to always tell me, like he used to always tell me like it's just building your like work ethic and stuff like that. So don't think about the money, because the money will come. Like just go out there, work hard, have fun, and like just learn a few things, and that's something that I've always kept with me like this whole time. Like I don't do it for the money. I don't do it for, to be on TV and stuff like that, or get recognized. I do it from my heart, the bottom of my heart, truly. So.
Now, you mentioned that the foundation had been around for a little while. Why did you decide to go the route of a foundation versus just, helping different organizations, which you do through your foundation? But why did you decide to establish a foundation?
Because it's all a part of building a legacy. I wanted something, my name can be behind, something that I kind of can like push myself, and build my own brand. And, right now I'm enjoying it, and it's fun, and I'm learning a lot. So, and I also get to meet a whole lot of people, and my family does too. So I get to say that I'm truly building something special.
And for our audience that may not know, really, what's the mission of your foundation? What's the focus?
Well, just to help kids with mental health, and help kids who are also in those trouble areas, who are trying to go to college with scholarship funds and stuff like that. And we're also, diving into like homeless, trying to make sure people have something to eat, trying to make sure people have shelter and stuff like that. So, I feel like as the years go on and the older I get, the more people that I want to help, so it's like we touch a bunch of people. Like we try to like put a hand on everybody and try to help as many people as we can.
Now, you mentioned homelessness. Why was that so important to you?
Because when growing up, man, like I tell people this story all the time, and I was kind of homeless when I was growing up. I used to live in a house with no lights, for like a whole 2 years. No electricity, no nothing, So I mean, I consider that kind of homeless, and that kind of sucked. We had no food, we had nothing. Like only thing we had was just family and friends just like helping us out, So, I never want any kid or any parent, anybody to just ever go through that, because I literally could like hear my mom crying sometimes, my dad crying sometimes, and like it sucks, man. So I mean, I kind of can like relate and kind of connect with those people.
How did you get through those times?
Resilience, just being a strong family, telling each other that we love each other every day and that we're gonna see better days. And me just working out every day, saying that saying that my parents will never ever live like that again. So. And that's one thing that I've always told myself. I'm going to stay resilient, work hard, and then good things going to happen for us.
Well, that's amazing. It's a tough road to hoe. And now you're moving forward and helping folks. Share a little bit about that encounter here in Kansas City, right around the playoffs. and
Right.
what you were able to do?
Well, there were a few homeless people, who needed some essentials during the cold storms, so we were able to help them out with book bags, socks, blankets, some hand warmers, and things like that, So I even gave two tickets to a homeless guy, and I believe another guy, so that's always special. We didn't get the win, but, it's always special, when you can go do things like this, and then you find somebody that you can talk to, show them that you care and stuff like that. It was actually a guy who served in the military, so I really appreciated his service. My dad served in the military, so I was able to award him with some tickets.
Well, I know we had preferred that we won as a team, but I think
Exactly.
you had a great victory that day. So
Yes.
So what's the foundation going to do and continue with in working with the homeless here in Kansas City? Do you have any plans that you can share?
Well, my plan is, I always have big plans, So my plan is, I'm going to talk to Shelly some more. I'm going to talk to my mom some more, and I want to do more with the homeless people, because there are homeless people who actually want to make the transition back to, getting jobs, trying to get back into school like that. I want to be that person, who can come in and sponsor a few of those people, help them out, So maybe we can, get into a little bit of something like that. And, who knows? I really hope, I know that it will go well.
The sky's the limit.
The sky is the limit, always.
Now, you recently returned home to do some things in the community there. They celebrated you. Can you share a little bit about that?
It was kind of a surprise, everybody was like, "Hey, Reed, can you come down?" And I'm like, "Man, Patrick got a wedding. I got to go to Patrick's wedding." But my mom, she really convinced me. She was like, "Hey, come down. It's going to be a big day. They're going to, do certain things." I didn't know I was going to get the key to the city. I didn't know that I was going to get my jersey retired. It was, I told the mayor that was probably, the only other time that I cried was when my daughter was born. Right. And I told him that he nearly made a tear fall out of my eye. And it was crazy. It felt so amazing, to be back in front of hometown friends and family, and I told him, out of all the accolades, out of all the stats, that's probably one of the greatest things that I could have ever accomplished. And it felt so good and it felt so right, so I'm excited, man.
Somebody surprised you, and
Yes.
That's surprising.
Yeah, somebody really surprised me, man. I was like, thank you guys so much, man. This right here, I don't want to say it, but this right here felt better than winning the Super Bowl, guys. I'm sorry, because it's my hometown family and friends. It's everyone that I know, So it felt good.
Are you doing some charitable activities in and around your home community in Georgia?
Yes, ma'am, I am. Every year we try to do something. Christmas drive, Thanksgiving drive, whatever the case may be. We even did a bullying walk one year, so we just going to try to continue to do more and more in the community. And those guys honoring me, of course, we got to go ×2 now. We got to go harder in the community,
They threw the challenge down to you. There you go.
There you go. They put the pressure on.
Now, you said you did an anti-bullying walk?
Yes. So a few years back, we did an anti-bullying walk, because there was a lot of bullying going on in my small town, so the mayor and my mom and a few more people got together and they did a bullying walk. It was amazing.
That's really cool. Were you ever bullied?
Ma'am, only time I'm the bully, I will say I am the bully on the football field, I say that.
You run too fast to have any bully catch up. That's probably what it is. I want to go back to the foundation. We're talking with Tyreek Hill, Kansas City Chiefs great, but a great off the field as well, doing things in the community.
Right.
You had a big gala, your first time.
Yes.
For the foundation. How did that go? And what was the goal of doing a gala?
You know what? The gala, it really went well. It went better than I expected. If I had to say, it definitely exceeded my goals, and expectations. Shelly, she went all out, her and her team, made it special for me and my family, and the reason for it was just something for me to try, something for me to do. And I see that is something that I will want to continue doing moving forward, because it's a good way for a lot of people to get together, have fun, and hear from me and my teammates, get some laughing giggles, some good food, even get some drinks, have fun, so. I mean, it was great. I had a blast that night.
Will there be another gala?
Yes, ma'am. I really hope so. Moving forward,
That's
on
great.
and on and on.
Now you raised some funds.
Yes, ma'am.
That was part of the evening. And where are those funds going to go? How are you going to use those funds through the foundation?
That is a question that I will have to get back to you on. Sorry.
Well, we'll be anxious to hear about it. I know that there are some plans for scholarships, helping young people. And that's terrific. I want to shift on you just a little bit. You're a dad. You've got kiddos of your own now. How do you chat with them? Now, I know they're little, but how do you kind of communicate what you're doing in the community with them?
Well, my oldest son is 7, so he kind of understands, and my babies are 2 years old. So my son, with my son, I just try to take him everywhere that I go, because in reality, like it's the same thing that my parents did with me, take me everywhere, show me the ropes and just say that, son, if you help somebody, then just know that your blessing is coming. It may not be tomorrow. It may not be the next day, but it's coming, So if you just keep that in mind, good things will happen for you. And my son, like, he definitely understands that, because he sees a lot of people. He's like, he's ready to take a picture and stuff like that. So, yeah.
You've got them all ready for those photo ops.
Oh yeah. I got him all ready for the photo ops. He stayed ready for that.
Part of your work with the foundation too, I know, is focused on education. Why is that an important component for you?
Because mainly, man, without an education, man, you typically can't get into the dream school that you want, or you can't get the dream job that you want. So education is very important. It may not teach us the real life skills that we need or social skills that we need, but at some point in your life that education that you're going to school for in high school, college, whatever the case may be, it's going to come in handy.
Are there teachers or coaches that stand out to you that made an impact on who you are today?
Oh yeah, definitely. I would have to say that my track coach in high school, his name is Jerry Hill. He's probably one of the greatest coaches that I've ever had in my life. He's real understanding. He's just a dope coach, man. The way he's able to relate to me, understand who I am, and just keep it real with me, basically, and just be by my side no matter what, and that's all a player or an athlete could ask for, and if I would have to say, he's like another father figure to me. So he's dope. I was actually able to catch up with him this weekend, and it was amazing. Like I seen all of my coaches, and out of all of my coaches, you can probably imagine which one I hugged the hardest. Coach Hill. That's my guy.
I love that. I just think the fact that they surprised you is so amazing, because you're always the one with the surprises.
Exactly.
What or how are you? You've mentioned your mom a few times. How are you involving your family in what you're doing in the community?
Well, I try to give them like daily tasks, and stuff like that, and just, try to keep them on board with stuff, and also trying to, have them bring ideas to the table with Shelly and I. So my mom, she does so my mom, she does everything in Georgia, so if we do a turkey drive or Christmas or whatever the case may be, she handles all that. She gives me the schedule. She lets me know how many turkeys or how much, she's spending on Christmas gifts or whatever the case may be. So she handles all that.
And then up here, how do you find time for this? I mean, your job is to play football. So
Right.
how do you balance that? This is my job, my profession, with this is what I want to do in the community.
Well, you find things. You find things that are very important to you. Football is very important to me. I feel like I've been doing that my whole life, so I don't pretty much got it in the bag, but I will say I got it in the bag. So, I mean, helping people is just as important to me. Because those are the same people who are screaming on Sunday. Those are the same people who are cheering us on. So at the end of the day, man, I'm human. And I love blessings and I believe in purpose, so yeah.
How do you balance, though? Everybody wants a piece of you. I always wanted to ask, professional athletes or celebrities, everybody wants a piece of Tyreek. So, how do you make that work?
I just let my mama tell them no. Yeah, I let her be the bad guy.
Here you're giving her all the credit. She has to be the bad guy.
Somebody has to be the bad guy. It's either her or Shelly, somebody.
And you have siblings.
Yes, I do.
Now, are they? Go ahead.
All sisters. I have all sisters, believe that or not.
Oh my gosh.
Man.
Good influence on you.
Yes.
So are they involved or engaged at all with your community work at this point?
No. Actually, my older sister, she's actually like my assistant. Like she does like everything for me. She does my traveling whenever I need to go somewhere, and she takes like whatever calls I don't want to deal with. So she does like my everyday task around the house, because she lives with me in Florida. So
that's where you spend your off season?
Yes.
Now, since you're down there, is there any thought to doing anything in the community where you live down there?
Yes, but it's all about building relationships, So right now I'm in that process of talking to people in the community, the police officers, county commissioners, the mayor and stuff like that, football coaches. So I'm in the process of actually doing that.
Well, that's exciting. When are we going to get you back here in town in Kansas City?
I don't know. Whenever they sign me to a contract, whenever they want to, sign me to a new contract, I guess.
Well, how much, if you were to move, would you see a portion of this still staying in Kansas City? Maybe that's not a fair question. We're not losing you. I'm just telling you, they need to do what they need to do because we want you here to do it in the community.
I mean, of course, if anything happens, to myself, of course, Casey is the one that, grew me into the man I am today, helped me get to where I want to be, cheered me on, supported me, and did everything else. So, of course, a portion of it would be still in Kansas City.
Well, we're gonna keep you. I'm just saying that. Like I have anything to do with it. Where do you see your foundation, let's say in the next 5 to 10 years? What would you like to see happen?
The pace we're going right now, I really believe that we're going at a great pace right now, helping the community out, raising a lot of funds and stuff like that, so I'm not like a foundation, I want my foundation to be like, I don't know about any of that, I just know that the pace that we're going at now, I feel very comfortable with that.
You just want to help people.
I just want to help people, whatever the case may be.
Well, that's fabulous. And where's the best place for folks to find out the latest on the foundation? Off your website?
Yes, ma'am. You can go to Tyreek Hill Family Foundation.org if you want to help out, contribute, any way you want to give back to the community. And
I love the fact that you used family in the name.
Oh, yeah. I had to. No doubt. I believe that was a name that my mom chose. I can't remember.
Oh, you're a good son. Listen to your mom. I love that. Go, Mom.
Go. Don't tell her that. She'll be so excited.
Go, Mom. Well, we thank you so much for sharing your time and giving us some insight into your work in the community. And yes, we're so fortunate to have you here. And we thank you just so much.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for having me. It was a blessing to be on here.
Thank you for joining us on Casey Cares, Kansas City's nonprofit voice, produced by Charitable Communications. We're proudly sponsored by the Ewing Marion Kaufman Foundation. If you'd like to be a guest on Casey Cares like Tyreek or underwriting opportunities, please visit our website at caseycaresonline.org and spread the love and find us on Facebook and Twitter at Casey Cares Radio and on Instagram at Casey Cares Online. Catch us on Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. on ESPN 1510 a.m. and 94.5 FM. Thank you for joining us on Casey Cares.